Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading today, a Thursday here at MadWorldTarot. Thanksgiving Day in the United States. So once again, happy Thanksgiving to those of you who are watching from the United States or are American. And not so happy if possibly you are Harry and Meghan. And a $60 million divorce settlement is being discussed. I know, Radar Online. This is a story that comes from about a week or so ago that I've only got around to reading on now. We're having a divorce catch-up day today. We do periodically, but Radar Online tells us that the headline is "Divorce Bombshell: How Split Could Cost Harry $60 million." As Diva Duchess wife may go for half of his money. It's telling us basically that he's worth $120 million. I don't believe that for a second, but we are going to ask. And then a divorce lawyer chimes in and explains that California is a community of property state and that any income earned during the course of the marriage could be split in half unless they have a prenup that no one knows about. I know that there's some 10-year law rule in California when it comes to actually splitting an estate. They haven't done their 10 years yet in their marriage or in California. So I don't know about that so much. But that's what divorce lawyer had to say. And then a source close to Meghan tells Radar Online that Meghan would argue that everything they've earned post-royal life is because of her. She's the one with all the contacts and all the connections. So it's all thanks to her that Harry made this ginormous amount of money, $120 million. So obviously what I'm getting from this, first of all, is that Harry's pre-royal money, pre-Meghan money, is nicely tied up in trusts, and she can't get her claws on it. But it's interesting that she seems to think, because I'm sure, my opinion, of course, this is coming from her, she seems to think that there's a whole lot of money tied up or stashed away somewhere. Either that, or this is a kind of message to the king. You want your has-been back? This is the price, $60 million. After tarot, on the tarot table, we're going to have a little look at this story. We're going to ask about Harry's money. How much? We're going to ask how worried he is that he's going to lose a lot to Madame. We're going to ask about her financial situation. And we're going to wonder how desperate she is. We're going to look at their relative value. Harry, first of all, we'll look at Meghan and her connections that she claims she has, and that all their deals and all their money is because of her Hollywood connections. Or is it all really down to the fact that the has-been is the royal prince, and that people are falling over themselves to make deals because of that single fact? So we'll ask that. Then we'll ask, is this message aimed at the has-been? Get ready to lose $60 million, or aimed at the king? Pay up $60 million and you can have your has-been back. And then final question will be, how much is she going to get, or will she get, in a divorce? And of course, it's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion, it's all speculation. We just read energy here, and disclaimer in the box below. They might be very happily married and never divorced, and this is all just scurrilous rumors from Radar Online and sources unknown. I don't really believe that, but anyway, we shall see. A lot of people are sort of speculating that Meghan might end up supporting the has-been, particularly if she were to sell as ever, for instance, or get a huge cash injection from Jeff Bezos or someone like that. Then she would be the one who'd have to pay up half of that to the has-been. Has she thought about that? Interesting underlying energies, the Eight of Cups. It's the walk away, it's the leaving, I'm so sad. Who's leaving in this Eight of Cups in the after tarot? The has-been. as the man in the red scarlet coat leaving. We've seen him wearing those. He's leaving, and the woman is left holding her empty cup and lamenting over love lost, over her great sorrows, over the terrible things she's had to endure, which she will no doubt be writing a book about, and the childlike wonder, all of that stuff that she's been telling us about, and setting him up as the village idiot. Possibly, allegedly, wild speculation on my part, but that is a card of woe. And somebody is walking away in this card of woe. So that's our underlying energy. Happy marriage it is not, in my opinion. Let's get to it. We're talking about money. What's the heart of this? What are we dealing with? Ace of Wands is a new start. It's also kind of a passionate moment, and I'm not talking about that kind of passionate moment, even though it very often is. The Ace of Wands. This is like a new vision. Somebody wants to start their lives over. They want to start afresh. They want to go off. Possibly somebody has got an Ace of Wands stashed away somewhere. We've heard rumors about the has-been playing away. We've also heard rumors recently about Meghan playing away. Those are just rumors. I cannot say hand on heart that they are true. It's all allegedly. But if you've got something delicious somewhere else, and you want to leave your relationship and go off on a whole new adventure, well, you got to have money. You got to sort out the finances, don't you? So there is a bit of that. Having just said no, it's not about that. But keeping it clean here, that Ace of Wands is just, this is the kind of like the new tack in resolving this mess of a marriage. This is the latest plan. That's how I'm going to choose to read it. Of course, you can read it in all kinds of other ways. So let's look at Harry and his financial situation. First of all, money. Money, we're going to say post-royal life. So what he's earned since. All the other stuff, I'm sure, is carefully tied up in trust. And we don't need to worry about that. Meghan can't get her claws on it. So money, Netflix money, that sort of money. What does he have? The Magician in reverse. Not so much. And also, just going to say, because the Magician in reverse particular, I don't trust as far as I can throw that card. The Magician in reverse trickster, there might have been some tricky, interesting accounting going on there. First of all, the obvious energy with the Magician in reverse is that he hasn't been able to manifest a lot of money. Polo was a dud. We can list. I don't know if he's still with that Better Up lot. It's not huge amounts of money that they pay him. He got his huge money for his book, Spare. Someone got money for the Netflix docu. So there is money, but it's not nearly as much as I think he thought he was going to get, or he was told, or it was spun to him. Trickster energy, PR spin, and all that stuff. But there is a slight energy in here, not even slight, it's quite interestingly tangible for me, that some of it might have got stashed away. Because magicians can make things disappear just as much as they can make things appear, especially when they're in reverse. Interesting. I don't think the has-been would have thought of that. Perhaps one of those men in grey is looking after his interests more than he realizes. I don't know, but that's rather interesting energy for me as an energy reader. And we all say, allegedly, and swish that light right on the tarot table. How worried is he about losing half of whatever he has to Madame in a messy divorce? King of Cups, Pa will sort it out. Pa will fix it. Pa probably has. Magician in reverse. I know a lot of people have thought all the way along that Pa has been secretly subsidizing the has-been. I've never really got that energy. I've got maybe access to property in New York or whatever. I've never really got Pa paying money directly to the has-been, maybe getting friends to help out and, you know, make sure that he's not sleeping under a bridge somewhere. But Pa, through his courtiers and those sorts of people, Pa is looking out for has-been. And has-been knows it. King of Cups, very chilled energy, that King of Cups. It's fine. I'm not worried. Pa will take care of it. It's not William's energy. It's Pa. In my opinion. Madame. How has Madame done since they set off to find their fortunes, finding freebies, as that book's famous? Oh, Queen of Pentacles. She's the one that's got more in the way of prospects with that Queen of Pentacles. She's holding a pentacle aloft. That's her brand. That's as ever. That is what she's still trying desperately to make something of, helped of course by the Kardashians and the what's that woman with the private jet and the whatevers, can't remember now, Victoria Jackson and the Oprahs and the everyone else's. She's the one who has the potential to monetize herself, her lifestyle, her mudslide mansion, her jam, her bees, her whatever. So on paper, or even on Instagram, she's doing very, very well, our Queen of Pentacles. Much better than the has-been is doing. So I don't think that the splitting the Harry's vast riches is the point of this article in Radar Online. Just saying. I think it's a bargaining tool. Ace of Wands. My opinion, we'll see what the cards have to say when we get there. How desperate is she? That looks very confident, that Queen of Pentacles. Quite certain she's going to be worth, you know, she's going to be in fortune, whatever. How panicked is she? Uh-oh. 10 of Swords. What's really going on versus what we are seeing, what she's telling the has-been and everyone else. Queen of Pentacles, but 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords in reverse. She's ruined. And a lot of people are speculating we're in this sticky finger situation currently because she actually can't afford to go and buy her own fancy outfits. We saw the rags that she was forced to wear to the Kardashian party and then insisted those photos were taken down because she realized how unfortunate she looked in comparison with everyone else who was arrived all tarted up in their tiaras just about. 10 of Swords, it doesn't get worse than that. It's not a money card as such, but it's ruin. And being thrown into a ditch. Who gets thrown into ditches? Paupers gets thrown into ditches, basically. It is in reverse. She's frantically trying to salvage something from the wreckage of her ambitions, of her projects. This was the year it was all going to happen. Nothing has happened. So let's ask about relative value. We're going to start with Little Miss Markle and her connections, her Hollywood connections that are allegedly so valuable that all the money was made because of. High Priestess, one could say, High Priestess is secrets. Secret societies even, and I don't mean she belongs to a secret society, although some of the stuff that she's done previously or the people she has associated with previously, I'm thinking of that famous Canadian family, can't remember their names now, those were involved in a cult. Not saying Meghan was involved in a cult, but very good friends of her were. I don't know why I'm talking about that now, High Priestess. Of course, she's a great fan of Soho House, and they are even now stocking her wares in, I think, West Hollywood. So, High Priestess, those connections were, they were very powerful behind the scenes connections. They were very, it's a network. It's the Oprahs, the Ellens, the Tyler Perrys, the Marcus network. Those kinds of people. They were powerful. They are powerful. They're still around to some extent. They are powerful. But they're powerful in my opinion, doing an energy reading, they're powerful in quite a sinister way. She's tapped into something, in my opinion. She's tapped into something it's not necessarily as straight up and down and clean as one might like it to be. And there we'll leave it. But it is powerful, whatever it is. How about Harry and the fact that he is a prince of the realm? How valuable was that when all these deals were made? Not that valuable. So that part of the article, according to my cards, is correct. Because that's the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is in reverse. So the people who were dealing with him saw him as damaged when they were negotiating with him. Whether it was Penguin Random House, Spare. I mean, you're a prince. And you're writing a book that's now known as Way about extra sausages and things. It's pathetic. And that Four of Swords in reverse is kind of pathetic. It's healing, inner work, doing all that stuff when it's upright. In reverse, unhealed, damaged, pathetic, a pitiful sight that they have to deal with. He was going along to meetings apparently and wanting hot chocolate, and people were having to rush about trying to think, what is hot chocolate first of all, and where do we find it? Just pathetic, a wretch. So that prince thing didn't really go down very well. It might have to start with, but they soon got the measure of him. And this is someone who'd been dragged away from that immensely powerful family by the claw to go and grift in Hollywood. They saw it. Her network really is much more powerful than his. Her worth as a member of that network, very powerful in all kinds of strange and mysterious ways. So let's look at who this Radar Online article is aimed at. It is a little warning to the has-been. Be prepared to start writing enormous checks. Do people still write checks? Or is it to the king? King's already on this table, in my opinion. Who's it to? And we've got the Empress. And the Empress is in reverse. I think it's a message to the royal family with that card. With the Empress in reverse, more than to Harry. Although there is a hint in there that it's to Harry because it's the mother. It's mother of his children, allegedly. It's, do you still want the bounty and the wonderfulness that my network can offer you? Because the Empress is very creative and very bountiful and all of those things, and it's in reverse. I can take all of that away from you, and I can take Mummy Diana away from you. We saw that in the previous reading. I can take all of that away, and I can get really vicious. Because the Empress upright is lovely. She's beautiful, she's kind, she's generous, she's everything good about feminine energy. In reverse, she's a bitch. So there's a threat to Harry in there. So when I say, it's the royals more than Harry, yeah, there's a lot of menace to Harry in that Empress. But I'm just also getting that there's some kind of message that's more coded that's going to the royal family. And the message, and I've got to kind of untwist it, that's going, I think it's a message that's going to even Prince William. Do you want me still to be a menace in your life when your wife is queen? That's queen in waiting energy, that Empress. Or do you want me to go away? You've got the Duchy of Cornwall now. Who's got $60 million? Not the has-been. Definitely not the has-been. Who's got $60 million? Prince William. And so I think there is quite a slithery, sinister, tricky message going to him, as well as the more obvious message that's going to Harry. I will make your life a living hell. The message to Prince William that I'm getting, and this is my opinion and my speculation and my energy reading, is I will make your wife's life a living hell, more than I allegedly already have. And that is, again, just my opinion. How much, if they were to divorce, would Madame actually get? Current energy, things change with these two more than with most people. It's going to get dirty. 5 of Swords is going to be a big fight. We're here for it. We're all here for it. It's what we're waiting for, I suspect, many of us. That 5 of Swords energy, conflict, fighting, and it's going to get dirty. So dirty. All the things that have been hidden away, filmed, archived, I use that word intentionally, all of those things might just come tumbling out, whether in a court of law or in the court of public opinion, when they start telling their truths through the press or through whatever. That is messy. Very. She did warn that she would fight for her half, because she's the one with the contacts and the network. High Priestess. I would be afraid of that network if I were Harry. I would be very, very afraid. That is my energy reading. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.